Good morning, campers. This morning I'm going to show you the new ladder I bought for my RV. My motorhome didn't come with a ladder, and so I found I need to get one. But I measured it, and it looks like I'm going to need a minimum 11-foot ladder. And I was thinking, where the hell are you going to haul an 11-foot ladder? So I had to shop and shop until I found one that would fit the bill, something I could carry with me. I have seen guys who will strap a ladder along the side of their motorhome or up on the, well, not up on the roof, but I've seen guys who have motorhomes or fifth wheels with a ladder on the back. They'll tie a step ladder to that ladder. Sure looks like hell. Let me show you what I found and what I got. So a truck dropped off my new ladder and I showed it to my wife. She says, kind of short, ain't it? And I told her, no, that's a 15.5-foot ladder. And she says, what, do you got to put it together? No, not quite. But before we get into the ladder, I wanted to show you a trick. Whenever you have a package, that then the way they ship things these days is they pack it really tight, and not this ladder so much, but there's a lot of things you get which are a bit fragile. They're heavy, they're slippery, and they're fragile, like say a laser printer or a computer PC or a computer monitor, a TV flat screen, and they're really tough to get out of the box intact without dropping them and breaking the damn thing. So here, let me tell you a trick I developed over the years. Open one end and fold back your flap and turn it upside down. Now, you can open the other end if you want to. As you lift this thing up, what's going to happen, the packaging inside is going to create a vacuum, and it's going to make it difficult to lift. I have on occasion, it's created such a great vacuum, I couldn't get the box open at all. So then all you got to do is lift it up. And there you go. There. So the thing, you got your product out of the box, no damage, no injury. So I've used that numerous times. This is a fairly new invention. They've been out a couple of years. It's called a telescoping ladder. And like I said, this thing is 15.5 feet tall when it's extended. They got my instructions here. Tell me all the different ways that this product can kill me. It's got a strap here to hold it closed. It's got a I'll show you. Oh. Look, I forgot to light the top one. See, and it locks into place. Good. We got to do them both. Yeah, you got to unlock both of them. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's. Now you notice these are a lot thicker as you go up the ladder. See, they taper. That's how they're able to get these pieces to fit inside each other, and pretty good. Now I shopped around, and I found the best price was with Home Depot. Home Depot beat Lowe's, Walmart, even Amazon, only by $1 or $2. They was all pretty close, so I paid $2.30 for this thing. It's more than I wanted to spend. And while I was shopping on Amazon, I discovered that there's a couple other manufacturers I'd never heard of. Now the company that builds this is called xtend+climb. They were the ones that invented this thing. But I'd never heard of these other manufacturers, so just out of curiosity I went to their websites and took a look, and they look exactly the same. And but curiously, their prices were half. They was only asking $115, and boy, I was reaching for my credit card. I couldn't wait to save 115 bucks. And but then in the description, it said that this thing theirs had a higher weight rating than this one. This one's only rated at 255 pounds, which is kind of depressing. You know those orange fiberglass ladders you see all over people using? Well, those are all rated at 300 pounds. And I sure would have liked to have a 300-pound ladder, but it's the heaviest one they make at 255. Well, those cheaper ones, curiously, they were rated at 330. And I was thinking, boy, that's a great deal. And I was like I said, reaching for my credit card. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get it ordered. And while I'm wrestling with that, I don't know, something started nagging me in the back of my brain. Why would it be half price, the competition? And why would it be rated so much higher? 75 pounds more? And then I looked at the picture and I compared the pictures, and these pieces on there seemed to be skinnier. Maybe it was just a photographic thing, but they didn't look as heavy a duty as this one. And I don't know, all I know is this one's been around for a while. It's got a lot of great reviews, and the other ones is an unknown quantity. So what I did was I went ahead and I bought the original, and usually you can't go wrong with something like that. Talk about ladder safety. OSHA says of all the reported job site accidents that happens on the job in America each and every single year, they have more claims about goddamn ladders than any other kind of workplace mishap. And so that tells you, you know, you really need to be careful doing what you're doing. You want to always have 3 points of contact: 2 feet and 1 hand, 1 foot and 2 hands, whatever you want to do. If you can't, and you got a big bunch of things you need to haul up to the roof, don't try grab it with 1 hand, 1 arm, and trying to struggle up the ladder. Get you a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket usually do it. Put it in there, get you a rope, throw your rope up there. Once you climb up on the roof, even if it's on a house, whatever, then grab your rope and pull that out. That's exactly how I did the fantastic fans on this motorhome. Use a rope and lift that up to you. And then when you're all done, gather up all your tools and toys and lower it down again. Now see how the ladder extends above the top? The ladder safety people say that it should be 3 feet above the top of the roof. That makes it real easy for when you climb up there. You can hold on to that just to keep your balance, instead of having to get on your hands and knees and put your hands on the roof to stabilize yourself. And it also helps when you walk up to the line, when you're on the roof, and you walk up to the ladder to get on it, you can hold on to the one rung, just don't put any pressure on it, and then get a foot on there, and that helps you. That keeps safety so you don't fall head over tea kettle over the edge. All right, another thing they say is another problem, one of the biggest problems with ladders, they say people overreach. They reach too far trying to paint just that little bit more. So they say good rule of thumb, they say keep your belt buckle within the two vertical parts of the ladder. So, like right here. So long as your belt buckle is within here, see? So that's about as far as they want you to reach. Well, of course, I guess you shouldn't do it on 1 foot, should you? Okay, now to lower this ladder, all you got to do is pull 2 clips. Down it comes. Just press these sliding buttons inboard. There it comes. Now I'll show you something else. Notice this little green button? Well, it's just a painted spot. Anyway, you notice this one's not. What that's telling you, this is locked. See, now it's unlocked. And it comes down, so then all you got to do is, there you go. Pretty neat safety item. Another safety tip they tell you, on this kind of a ladder, telescoping or those 2-piece ladders, they say never stand more than 3 rungs from the top. 1, 2, 3. So never tell you that. Now on a step ladder, they tell you 2 from the top, right here, because it has legs. I guess they feel it's more stable. But on a ladder like this, they say 3. And when you're working on a roof, they want this ladder minimum 3 rungs over the top of the roof, just to work. But to climb on and off the roof, they want 3 feet up higher. Now this is more ladder than I really wanted. I wanted to buy a 13.5 footer. My motorhome's 11 feet. This company used to sell one. I've lusted after this ladder for some years. Well, not some years, a couple of years. And they used to make a 13.5, but when I went shopping for it this time, nowhere to be found. I even went to the manufacturer's website, not shown. And I went to quite a few vendors to see if somebody might have an old one, the old model, still in stock. No, I couldn't find them. So these come in 12.5 foot and 15.5 foot, and that seemed to be all they're offering these days. Like I said, I got it from Home Depot, and I thought they'd ship it to the store. No, free shipping right to my house. So I appreciated that. And it wasn't UPS either. A guy in a big rig pulled up. So that's even that kind of shipping I think costs more than UPS or FedEx. Okay, so whenever you want to pick up this ladder and you have it partially extended, you'll notice. See, it's just gonna. You're not going to pick it up, so you're going to have to come down and get underneath the bottom of it, and then carry it to the new location. Okay, something else to notice. Got nice plastic right here, and this is what you're going to be leaning against the your house with. And depending on how rough you are with this, you might want to put a pad or a piece of wood across there or something to protect these. Once these things break, you're going to be in trouble. I guess that's the way you do it. Alright, last thing I wanted to show, not the last, so take a look at the feet. They got some nice feet, and they got a little angle on either side. They're hard plastic, and they look like, and they got little little bumps. See the bumps? So if you was in soft soil, that would dig down in there. Okay. Alright, so one of the important things for ladder safety is the angle you're at. You don't want it way out, and you don't want it real close. If you try to climb a ladder when it's too steep like this, it's going to become top heavy anyway, but you won't have very good footing, and this thing will fall out like this. And you're going to slam the back of your head into the concrete and split your head open. And I'll guarantee you, that's only fun the first time. The other way, if you come out like this, now you come out too sharp an angle like this to the ground, what can happen once you put your weight on it, you're pushing down, and you're at such an angle, that means you're pushing away from the wall. So this thing could slide out farther, and the whole thing will slam down to the ground, and then you'll face plant into the ground. And that's not even fun the first time you do it. So you want it at the proper angle at 75 degrees. And I'll tell you an easy, quick trick on how to figure that, what that is. So what you do, you put your feet against the bottom of the ladder, and then you put your hands straight out, and can you comfortably put your hand around a rung? I can, so that's 75 degrees. If it's too close this way, your elbow will be bent, and the rung's going to fall on your wrist. If it's out too far like this, you can put out and you're not going to quite reach. So if you could hit it, if you can, your arms straight, don't forget your back straight. Now this bending over stuff, that's 75 degrees, and that's the safe angle. So this ladder's pretty trick. When I collapse it in its telescope mode, it'll fit into the storage compartment on my motorhome, and it'll give me a ladder to access the roof if I should ever need to on any of our trips. Because you know, once a year you should be climbing up on the roof of your motorhome anyway to check all your caulking around all your protrusions through your roof. Now I'm fortunate that I have a Winnebago, because Winnebago doesn't use that rubber roof stuff. They use fiberglass. So all I have to do is caulk around my protrusion through the roof. So anyway, so that's my trick ladder, and it give me access to my roof now. And but as soon as the ladder arrived, my wife tells me that we need all the windows washed on the outside of the house. Damn. All right. Happy trails, campers.